5 kilometres in front of the riders, and this start absolutely critical. From the start, it's flat. We got a tailwind, then we drop down, and you're going to have to be right at the front. It was Simon Patzel who took the win last week from Alexander Reithagen in second. Wojciech Skierski in third, with Orlando Montoya in fourth, and Brent Sensing rounding out the top 5. But it was very, very close at the front of the race as they came in over the finish. The top 2 riders separated by 0.202 of a second. And in fact, the front of the race, 9 riders coming in within 1 minute of the race leader. Now, Wojciech Sebza, the rider on our screens at the moment. Interesting choice of attire. I'm sure he's been watching Tirreno Adriatico today, which has been a very interesting race conclusion. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but nice casquette, sir. And very fantastic finish in Paris-Nice as well today out on the race route. So some really interesting race finishes out there. We'll see whether Osmar Vaz can harness his inner sprint finish at the top of a climb. That'll take some doing today. But Vaz nicely tucked into the leading group. It's just holding third position here. So well in. There's the group fractures before they come into this descent. We've already seen 1 or 2 riders distance. You can see that top right-hand side of your screen where each of those discs represents a rider. And as you can see, 1 or 2 riders being dispatched from the leading group that's coming into that right-hand bend. And then we'll make our way through past the buildings down and drop down into that descent. The elevation or the course profile that's coming up, that's indicated by the red line in that top right-hand graphic with the rider's position, the yellow vertical line in there. 3 very different riders in the mix. Osmar Vaz in here could definitely be a man for the overall. Wojciech Sebza also. Ola Warren will be looking forward to the sprints. The first of the sprints coming at 5.2 kilometres into today's race route at the bottom of the descent that's coming up. So he'll be keeping an eye on that top right-hand side of the screen. He'll be watching for the percentage grading to start going down, and then he'll be looking to try and get his timing right to go in to the Siamese Rock Sprint that comes at 5.2 kilometres. So our riders on their way into the descent here today. The Sunday race will be coming to you each and every Sunday. A little bit of a tightening of the shoes. So is that a classic sprinter's tightening of the shoes for Sebza as he makes his way into this descent. 1 or 2 riders just stopping pedaling just to use that super tuck position. Warren clearly stopping pedaling. His avatar will be coming to a standstill. It allows the avatar basically to drop into the super tuck. It gives you a better aerodynamic position, and it does mean you don't need to pedal. You can get that heart rate back down again, and that's really, really critical. If you're right on the limit and then you're going to try and sprint off, that very difficult. Just see Warren picking up the pace now, just wanting not to lose too much ground. We're in with Vaz's avatar on our screen, still hovering around the front of this group, still near the front. That's 38 riders in. That's still basically at the front of this big group. Remember, the Category 6 group, 74 riders strong on the start list, 35th place, so pretty much in the middle. As we drop in with Rosharaj Taron at the moment, then Kevin Motmans. Motmans at the moment just going into Super Tuck. You can see the cadence going down, the power dropping down. At the moment, though, Yuri Salminen, the rider who's on the front, still continuing to drive here. We're into this descent and steadily building speed. The crosswind is not helping matters, though, as they make their way down. It's coming from the rider's right-hand side. So if you're on the right-hand side, even if you're behind a rider, you're not going to have perfect draft. You want to be towards the middle to the back on the left-hand side to pick up draft from those in front and to the side. And using the draft and the momentum, that inertia, coming into this sprint banner is absolutely critical. It's going to be a very interesting run in. It goes in to a slight headwind as we take the right-hand turn here. We then come around to the left-hand side. It's going to pick up a little bit more very briefly as we go around the chicane, but we then pick up a similar direction. So it's got quickly into that little bit of a headwind here. It straightens out, and then you can see this road in front of the riders sort of continuing to extend, and we've got the left-hand bend coming into the sprint, making sure you get your positioning right, your timing right for your sprint, and when to launch. Remember the sprint line coming at 5.2 kilometers. Pastula goes for the long one. He's really wound this up 6 watts per kilo. Warren is on the front here. Not sure he's actually answering this. Wojciech Miller very quickly comes up to speed though at 6 watts per kilo. Sebsa's definitely did up those shoes for a reason. He goes over the top. Wojciech Sebsa goes at 11 watts per kilo. He's got Barrios behind him. Long run for the line here. He's going to get a little bit of tailwind assistance here, and that's going to make the difference. Can Sebsa hold on? Come on, Wojciech. This is going to be key. Barrios comes hard over the top. So comes Feyer. You can see the frustration. He's still going to score points, and that's going to be critical, but it's Jonathan Feyer who takes away top spot. He takes the 5 points and the number 1 position as he goes in, through, and over the line. That Siamese Rocks Sprint, the first of our checkpoints today, as the riders make